I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do that because that'll tarnish his legacy as well as my legacy.
Let's see at 46 how hard Manny works, and if he still got it. I wouldn't completely count him out. That's all.
46-year-old Manny Pacquiao coming out of retirement to face 29-year-old Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship on July 19th in Las Vegas. That's according to
Manny Pacquiao is officially back, and he's not here for a nostalgia tour. No exhibitions, no influencers. The 46-year-old legend is stepping straight into a world title fight against current UBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas. This isn't just a comeback. It's a historic risk.
This is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reported.
Pacquiao, a former 8-division world champion, hasn't fought since 2021. Most thought his legendary run was over, but now, 4 years later, he's chasing gold again.
Pacquiao last fought in 2021 when he lost to Yordenis Ugas. Barrios won the WBC welterweight title from Ugas in 2023. His last fight was a split decision against Abel Ramos on the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson undercard in November. Pacquiao career record 62-8-2 with 39 knockouts. Barrios 29-2-1.
Against a hungry 29-year-old champion in his prime. Mario Barrios isn't just some young prospect. He won the WBC title from Yordenis Ugas in 2023.
When you started boxing, like,
speed is still there. Woo!
And most recently edged out Abel Ramos in a tough split decision. At 29-2-1, he's fast, powerful, and active.
Not saying the odds will be high that he's going to come back and pull this upset or even be ultra competitive. But again, it's sort of like Manny's already superhuman. Turning pro at like age 15 or 16 at 106 pounds and winning titles in 8 divisions. And, oh, by the way, 2 fights ago for Manny in 2019, he came out of retirement and beat an unbeaten Keith Thurman for the welterweight title at the age of 40. There's very few greats that you can call all-time greats, and I think sometimes even above that category, there's that upper room. Is Manny Pacquiao one of those in boxing history?
On paper, this looks like a mismatch, but that's never stopped Manny before. When footage of Pacquiao's training leaked online, fans were stunned. He looked fast, explosive, a vintage Pacquiao.
The last thing to go is power, yes. Manny was also absurdly fast in his prime. So like a Roy Jones Jr. who hung on far too long, but was still fighting professionally at the age of 50, he still got speed that kind of compares to the average or above average speed.
And still can crack. And still as fast as lightning.
Yeah. Even Joe Rogan and George Kambosos couldn't believe the speed. His legs, his timing, it's like the clock forgot to tick.
Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him. But there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him?
Floyd Mayweather, his former rival, even praised him, calling Pacquiao one of the best of all time. That's respect. And that respect is echoed by the WBC.
that's how aside from boxing, I entered the politics because I want to serve honestly, to help the people. and I want to be an example, to be a good example to the politician here in the.
And he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah.
When you look
Massive.
at that, they're giant. They're like a thigh.
Who approved this fight under their special rule for returning legends. So can Pacquiao pull off the impossible again? Or is this the last hurrah of a warrior who refuses to go quietly? Whatever happens, Pacquiao versus Barrios is more than a fight. It's a battle of generations. It's
Reason why, because in General Santos, the mountains that he runs and that steep hill, that's why they're so big. Because he's always constantly running the mountains. And I was doing the mountain runs with him.
Yeah.
My calves started getting bigger and bigger. But I understand, why his calves are huge. But he's always bouncing. He's always moving around.
Yes.
Like, he'll bounce for like 20-something rounds. He'll do his pads and he's jumping up and down. And he really is an unbelievable person, unbelievable athlete, and a legend of the sport. I think as time progresses, people are really going to...
Manny Pacquiao, I think that he's one of the best. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do that because that'll tarnish his legacy. We didn't come together when we wanted to, but we was able to come together and get the fans.
Let us know in the comments. Are you backing the legend or betting on the future? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more fight breakdowns and boxing news.